Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to our collaboration talk. Hello, Mandali. It's so nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you. I'm incredibly honored and grateful to be here with the Embassy, the world's, well, one of the world's leading 3D design studios based in Germany, Cologne. And back to you.
Yeah. So for the audience, we firstly want to introduce each other, but because maybe you don't know us or you don't know Mandali, so as you can see her beautiful face, Mandali is makes custom design yantra haute couture pieces, and her design studio is in Belgium. She is a designer since 1995, and her experience, especially, brought us to a new way of creating and making garments, especially because we never experienced haute couture before. So we did like sporty stuff and really, casual style. So we really appreciate the work with you. It was so inspiring for us. You lead us to new ways of creativity and also designing, and we really fell in love with that. So and also we are very grateful to get to know each other because you're a beautiful person.
Yes.
And we enjoyed the talks together.
Yeah, the whole work was just amazing, and we really appreciated you as a person and the whole workflow. We really fell in love with you. So it was really a pleasure, the whole project and working together. Yes.
So to sum it up, we are very grateful to have the chance to work with you and to learn from you, from your outstanding passion for handcrafting, and also for the love for details in one creation, especially in our creation. I think this was very detailing and stuff, but we really enjoyed the work with you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words, and I would like to, of course, reciprocate that sentiment, because working with your team was nothing but pleasure. And really, it opened, the creativity was really flowing unobstructedly, and all the dreams that I had about the digital clothing that we created together all came true in the best possible way, and even more with your creative input. And I think this was really one of my favorite collaborations that I've ever honestly experienced. And thank you so much for that. And it really, really, honestly and deeply has been a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Just a seamless explosion of creativity. Such a good combination. I guess thank you to the Helsinki Fashion Week as well for connecting us together. It was a very good choice.
That was a very good match. We couldn't have a better match, I think.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah, maybe let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to show you something like how our workflow is going, and how we explore creativity together. And maybe we will start by showing you how we put everything together
In close 3D.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we get the print that you sent to us from your dress. This is this dress. Yeah, and we copy your pattern in Photoshop. Like here's the PNG file.
Oh wow.
And now we want to import this texture, this PNG file in close 3D. Here is our code made in zero waste pattern design. So you can see this is zero waste pattern. And on the left side is the
final code that is sewed together.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's try to import the prints. Here is the color, and we tell to import the prints in this color. Maybe we can say something to zero waste. What does it mean?
That's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, this is the first time ever for us talking in a live stream, so please forgive us for any mistakes. Especially our work with Embassy is that we combine the aspect of the 3D digital clothing and the software cloth 3D, and also by combining it with the zero waste pattern making. Zero waste pattern making is to understand what it is. The patterns are created that way that if you lay them on the fabric, there is no waste at all. So this is kind of our philosophy of sustainable, and I think this is also the best match to get with you, because you have another way of sustainable thinking, and we added like these two different philosophies together, and match them together and get the best out of it. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your process, and for you also that you became part of my process as an inspiration and a learning. How would I say it? That I've learned a lot working with you, and I got really inspired to create in 3D as well, and to collaborate, and to perhaps continue our working together and inspiring each other. I really feel strongly about that. So I'm just amazed at what you're doing on the screen, enjoying it very much right now. Thank you.
That's because the designer residency program is such a good thing. We learn so much from this pilot.
I believe your sound is not loud enough. Did you say something?
I said this is why I think the designer residency program is so good, because we learn from each other so much.
Indeed.
Was that better? Can you hear me?
Now we can see you. I have a question. Is the place of the prints okay? Do you like it, or do you have another idea where I can place your prints?
Well, so far so good. It looks very much reminds me of a Burberry coat that I actually used to own when I was and it had quite a similar, not similar, but it just reminds me that the feel of it and the mood of it reminds me the neckline and the placements of the dark elements. Yeah, I like it. It looks quite perhaps something that comes to my mind to perhaps try could also be maybe adding a teeny little something on the left sleeve, perhaps.
Okay.
But just as an experiment, because even as it is on the bottom of the left sleeve, perhaps there could be something to just attempt and see how it feels.
That's some kind of thing. That's some kind of I thought about, because in our collaboration, that was our process. and we had lots and lots of talks together in this situation. We were talking and then changing something onto the pattern or something like that. And I think this is so cool because you can actually directly see what it will be like in 3D or in real life. This is
Similar.
yeah.
The whole process, like really closing and talking to each other, even if we are like in different countries, different nations, everything. It's a whole another vibe, and yeah, you can like the creativity is getting so fast because you can change everything in a minute.
And so impulsive.
Yeah.
Yes, I really like this process because sometimes in the couture, in the moulage on the puppet, one tests different things many times to get the perfect feeling, and there can be some waste of resources and fabric, and in this way one can see things even with the actual print and the actual fabric much faster, and see perhaps even more unlimited options which don't create physical waste. So of course there's the aspect of digital sustainability, but that all has to be balanced. But I'm really enjoying this process because of the software is actually quite advanced, that one can see the feel of how the fabric is falling and how it might behave in real life, which I think will become more and more refined as technology advances. But yeah, I think this is quite remarkable and amazing, and I'm so happy. Now, looking at, let's see what happens. Yeah, this was a lot of the back and forth that we had.
Yeah.
I think of this, and then I think of this, and it was just all happening in this mental space and on the screen, and I really love it. It's unlimited, basically. Even the limitations of fabric kind of disappear in the virtual world, and it's just as much as I'm enjoying the tactile moulage, maybe even more, honestly. I'm really honest.
Someone asked, how long does it take to create such a masterpiece with a zero waste pattern? Thank you. First of all, thank you. Yeah, maybe you can say something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's depending. It's depending on how big the pattern is that you wanted to make and how complex it is. So I think a t-shirt is maybe around about 1 to 2 hours to create a pattern for this in zero waste. But as we are talking about something like this coat or maybe an haute couture dress for you, Mandali, this would take definitely longer. And I also think it's for someone who has knowledge in pattern making, this is more difficult because you need to you cannot how do I call it? You cannot focus on your knowledge. You have to move your knowledge to the side of pattern making and just focus on the thing that you cannot waste the thing.
It's like the game Tetris.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Everything has like to get together in a perfect way. And we have also another question: why we use zero waste concept and how we know about it.
Yeah, basically we get to know to this design method in university, um, one of our professors showed us this new way. Shout out to her.
Professor Wiedemann.
Yeah, we fell in love with the process of the zero waste design technique and used it for our business idea, and are very grateful that we got to know this concept, because I think, or we think, that this is really a future thinking garment inspiration. This could bring us to new ways of creating garments, and also the shapes that can evolve through this zero waste pattern making are completely different. So I think this is a very new creative way of thinking.
Okay, we got another question.
Really?
Cool. The question is, how much does this look cost in real life, and what about in 3D? So
Okay.
I think.
Do we want to talk about prices?
Yeah, because you're the manager. I guess it's not possible to say like a price from now on, because we are in the process. The piece is not ready yet, and I guess it's depending. So if we use like Mandali's pattern or the prints, it's even like more haute couture piece than a normal jacket, and so yeah, I think I doesn't want to name a price, because this is just like a project and not
And there's so much love in it. There is no price to pay that.
So maybe Aura, you want to say something about what you did? Yes. I import your prints and color this code in the colors from the pattern. Do you like it? Is it good so far? Or do you have another idea how I have to color the code?
I love the blue, of course, that you just added. I really like this blue. It's deep and inviting, and it feels like one is going into a sort of a cosmos. And I think it's really in emotion with the colors on the petals of the pattern. Now, when it comes to the design, I would actually suggest to remove the sleeve petals. Actually, it was better before without them.
Okay.
So that was not something that I would pursue. But I love, of course, that you added the two little sections on the collar. I think that is quite nice.
What was your inspiration in the print you sent?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear. It was quite soft, your voice.
What was your inspiration behind the print you sent us?
Right. That was based on observing Monet's water lilies, because the pattern of the dress is a crystallized lotus, actually, a crystallized 8-petaled lotus based on an ancient yantra diagram called the Goloka yantra. And the petals of the lotus I connected with Monet's paintings because I really love the calmness that radiates from those paintings. And once, the first time that I saw one of Monet's paintings live was such an incredible emotional experience that I wanted to transfer that into the dress that I was creating at the time. This dress is called Mandali Desires, Blue Lotus Wish Tree, and it's actually a wish tree dress that was exhibited in the China Art Museum in Shanghai, as well as the Conde Duc Gallery in Madrid. And the dress also has branches coming out of it, like a real wish tree. Usually when it's exhibited on in a museum and people tie wishes to it. I was inspired by Yoko Ono's work with wish trees. And the dress ended up with about 100,000 wishes or more. I didn't really count them, but and I took them to India to a genuine wish tree and offered them there so that all the wishes of the people would come true. It was an art project and it's so dear to me. I think I'm hoping to also continue it when the time is right. The dress that's now waiting for the right time again to appear like that. So it's an inspiration.
It's like the spirit of your, like, the clothes or the dresses you do. There's a whole story and a whole, like, feeling behind everything. And as, like, we get to know you, we recognize that you take a lot of experience from, like, the universe, the nature, and every the elements. And that was, like, for us something new, but I guess we really fell in love of this kind of thinking, because it's not only the things you see in front of you, but it's more. I really love that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to seeing your future work.
Yeah.
So I think you have a very, very bright future.
Thank you.
Bright present, but just really, really excited. So,
we got another question. What does couture means to 3D fashion, digital fashion designer? More work. More work, yeah. It's a challenge, yes, I think. Definitely. Because, like, couture is, even in normal pattern making, always a challenge, because it's not like normal clothes you wear. It's an art project in a kind of way, and it expresses a huge more story, and it's depending on the details and everything. So I guess it's a little, like, harder to work on it in 3D, but I don't know. You are 3D designers, so
maybe you have an idea, Mandali. I mean, this more complicated to do it in 3D at first sight, but also maybe it is, like, easier to drape it, to actually directly see, okay, how does the pattern look. Yeah, we also talked about collaborating in the future besides Helsinki Fashion Week, so this is a challenge for us together. Yeah.
yes, thank you for the question. My experience with creating in a couture mood in 3D was quite different actually than in real life. Yeah, as you said, in some ways it was easier because somehow also in my mind I have to say that I always dreamed of a process where I could just realistically see everything that in a space that didn't include so many things. to put together. As an Aquarius, I'm quite an air-oriented person who is very much in imagination. So this is kind of an extension of imagination that's a bit less intrusive in the physical world. So I've really enjoyed seeing that all the little things that would usually be things in a space are just nicely put together in these magnificent creations in a world that doesn't create so much so many physicalities, so many physical things. I'm a bit of a minimalist, so I just love this. I love the process of creation, but I'm not a big fan of a lot of threads and a lot of little sequins and little beads all over the place and pieces of materials like in a normal atelier. With me, when I'm even creating in my own atelier, everything has to be perfectly clean and washed, and no little bits and pieces lying around, a little bit like a pharmacy, because I like a minimalistic, peaceful space. And this 3D process of creation really allows for that, I would say, in a more exciting way than in real life. I think, yeah, something like that. I'm still really experiencing it and thinking about it. I'm a person that thinks a lot about things for a long time before I really come up with a conclusion. So this is for now, the train of thought,
Yeah.
which is exciting. So,
Yeah, this is a very good point.
excuse me?
This is a very good point.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the perfect Aquarian design tool, I would say. So,
Do we have more questions?
No, we haven't any
was the last?
question.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, this was the last question, and yeah, as you see, we like created or worked now together on the code, and you can see like there's a huge way to communicate with each other and change pieces like in a minute. Yes, and maybe just yeah.
one thing, because I really don't want to forget it, I really apologize for interrupting you. I just wanted to compliment you on the code. Okay. How well you created it in such a short time, just quickly. Thank you so much. That was really a pleasure to observe. Thank you, Olga. Always wonderful working with you. Please, I apologize for interrupting.
And we really wanted to add that we really would love to work together like in the future or make another collaboration, because yeah, as we said, like the whole vibe and everything between us was so perfect and so precious, so that we are really thankful that Helsinki Fashion Week put us together. And yes, I hope there is like a bright future for us both together. Yeah. Well, thank you.
My go-to studio.
Yeah.
Studio, really. And yeah, likewise, super grateful, super inspired. Let's see what the future holds. It looks very, very bright. At least that's my internal feeling. So yeah, let's see. What are your plans now after Helsinki Fashion Week? And any other new projects that you're working on, or something exciting?
We have like quite a list to work on, and but we just focused on Helsinki Fashion Week at the moment. And next week there are like the whole list we have to work on. To-dos. We have some projects. Yeah. So I hope the future will be more and more projects, more working together, more collaborations. Yes.
But as for now, we are very excited about your fashion show next week.
Yes.
And your whole looks together. We're so amazed by that. So that is our first to do. To watch the show.
Yeah. I'm so excited. All butterflies in my and I saw a little hint of something that you created today on the Helsinki Fashion Week Instagram, and it looks really amazing.
Thank you.
Relaxing oasis. So I'm not going to say much here on the on TV. Let people see for themselves.
Yes.
I love the colors. I love the color combination also. How you created the space, it really looks inviting and extraordinary. A lot of beautiful gifts, I think, waiting for the people to discover. New world. But, yeah. So.
For like the talk, I guess the live stream is almost over. So thank you very much. Hope to hear from you soon. And yeah, we really appreciated everything and are glad that we worked with you. Yes. Thank you much.
Thank you, Embassy. So it's I'm yeah. Thank you so much, and I'm really, this kind of things you can't really, honestly, one can't really express in words. The the gratitude for that somebody actually says yes to go collaborating with somebody. It's I always try not to take people for granted, and this for me has been really an honor that that you said yes to the proposal. Each of us could have just said no, but I really appreciate this, and I'm pretty sure how to express it. I just hope that in the future there will be some nice possibilities to have more fun together, and maybe like that I can express my gratitude. So, and the mutual satisfaction of seeing that look animated, I think that will also be something.
Yes.
About to enjoy, because I think it was kind of like a nice blend of input that we put into the look. I didn't feel it was like a one-sided combination of flow, but everybody contributed with their creativity, and that was also nice for me to be able to work with creative minds that didn't overpower each other. Sometimes powerful creative minds tend to a little bit, and I was really grateful that I thought it was flowing well. And, yeah, it's quite rare to find it.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
So hope to see you soon. Yeah. Thank you. I cannot more.
And thank you, Embassy.
Bye bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.